So what I am doing in this one is encouraging everybody to have a look at my LinkedIn, where you're going to find just a summary for everybody who's just joined, summaries of books. This is all free, my weekly stock market updates. I'll also go through things like this, where Goldman Sachs have made some picks and I analyze those. So it's a way of educating you, informing you, and teaching you how you might want to pick stocks, but also at the same time telling you what some of the big banks are saying. You'll also see my experiments on ChatGPT on how to pick stocks. It's all on LinkedIn. It's all completely free. You'll also see book summaries. They're 10% happier. This is my summaries of those books. There'll be one every single day, as I said, completely free. You'll also get weekly stock market updates, and don't give in, God wants you to win. There'll be all sorts of books in there. And also sometimes political stuff, which economies, which countries are the most polarized. You've got Argentina at one extreme, and you've got least polarized Malaysia, Indonesia at the others. And then events that I'm doing. This one was at HSBC Innovation Banking. And you'll also get, as well as those book summaries I mentioned, just freebies like Mastering Investment Jargon, 50 Investment Jargon for Beginners. It's all on my LinkedIn over there. And as with the lives, I will answer questions. So do have a look. When I create those free stock market guides, they'll also be put on LinkedIn as well. Simple Guide to the Stock Market, Godfather's Guide to Exchange Traded Funds, risk return. I'll also do short videos on why traders lose and why investors lose as well. So as this is also a Q&A session with people, let me answer some questions. What platform do I use to invest? I use quite a few because I try to compare them for people. So I've got accounts with Freetrade, Hargreaves Lansdown, Barclays I used to have, Charles Schwab I used to have, E-Trade I used to have. Who else I got? AJ Bell. I've got with a whole bunch of brokers. As long as they're regulated, I don't mind. That's for investments as well. Risk advice. Choose carefully, my friend. Anything about Credit Suisse and Swiss banking future? Not at the moment. I saw UBS posted losses because they've written down Credit Suisse a fair bit. I think they're going to make a killing out of Credit Suisse. I think they're going to chop a load of people and they're going to make a killing, just as HSBC will eventually make a killing from acquiring Silicon Valley Bank for £1. It'll happen eventually. It will happen eventually, but it's not something I've bought into. I own JP Morgan stock. Thoughts on financial advice and wealth management sector? Go for big brands. If you're looking for a job, go for big brands, go for the biggest pay initially if you're in your early 20s. Then you can worry about passion, career progression, all the rest of it. Get your foot through the door first with the most money and the biggest brands. Those two things matter, and you'll do a little trade-off on those two, because somebody might pay you a lot, but they might not be a big brand, and so they won't necessarily be the job security. I'm just showing you my LinkedIn to say that's where all this free material is, including PDFs and the like. So if you let me know if you're already following me on LinkedIn as well. Also on my YouTube as well. I have 1K. What's the best way to get rich? Keep that money under a mattress, probably. They're two different questions. I've got 1K is a proposition and or a statement of fact, and what's the best way to get rich is a question which is not necessarily related to the £1,000, but I assume you want the two to be connected, and the £1,000 almost irrelevant to the second part, which is how do you get rich. Should I take a gap year, reapply to a target school? I think nowadays it's more okay, make sure you use that gap year, travel the world, do your studies, make sure you become the most fascinating person for your target school and explain to them you really want to go there. That's why you did it. One of the things that target schools want is actually enthusiasm. They just want somebody who wants to learn, somebody who's really keen. So I'd say it's fine, but I'd want you to make a business case why you're going to do that. And to be honest, yeah, do it. But make sure you use that year to develop skills, public speaking skills. Intern for somebody in Parliament maybe. Go South America and learn something, do something philanthropic. Show them and try and relate it to your target school so it shows that you're a better person for it, rich in experience. Is it much of a problem taking a gap year after university? No, not much of a problem, I don't believe. Look, if you're going into investment banking, yeah, because what they want is they want a drone. They want somebody who looks like everybody else. So if you've done anything unusual other than the very drone-like thing, you're going to have a problem, like a gap year. All right. So, yeah, but if it's normal places, then it'll be fine. They're paying you a lot of money for you to be their slave, all right, and they want their slave to be a certain build, physique, thought process, right? And that's fine because they're paying you a shed load of money for you to be their slave, and that's okay. But most other places, gap years don't matter. So they want you to be conventional as possible on that. Guys, I'm going to go very soon, but I just wanted to show you, as I say, there's some links there, and I just wanted to show you the LinkedIn to make sure you follow it. I think I've answered the gap year thing a fair bit. If there's any questions I've missed, let me know. Also, where are we on the market? So what I did show was what else was doing fairly well in the last 3 months from the exchange trade. There's so many bloody ETFs. They should allow me to filter this without going through frickin'... Have you noticed, by the way, there are so many funds which are leveraged now, ETF funds which are leveraged. There's so much capital which is going into leverage funds. It's scary that there is. Okay. Thank you all. I've got 56 people on here at the moment, but I do sadly have to say goodbye. The big message on today, as there often are: 1, have a look at my LinkedIn to get all those free resources. 2, I've got a bunch of free books you can download, including mine, some of the ones you can see over my shoulder that I've written, published by the FT. You can have a look at alpeshpatel.com/links to see those and download those. Learn public speaking, learn to write well. For learning to write well, read How to Shoot an Elephant by George Orwell. And for learning to speak well, you've got YouTube, but practice speaking and develop a niche expertise. And then all these conference organizers, write to them and say, look, I'm an expert in this. Can I speak? Because if you're on stage, it's the biggest shortcut to getting ahead, I have found. All right, so those are the top things. Thoughts on orange juice futures? I've not looked at the Florida weather at the moment, but you might as well just look at the climate there, and it's a gamble on Florida. Okay, thank you all very much, my friends, and I'll see you on LinkedIn. Post me questions on there if you've got more, because that's where I'm going to go to and move across to. And to find my LinkedIn, you just go to, I'm going to give you the link now. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put it on here on the comments. This is where you go to my LinkedIn. There he is. He's just done it, I think. I've just posted it. All right, so that's where you go. And then you'll see it. Thank you very much for all your support. And, well, keep safe, everyone. It's a dangerous world out there. Thank you all very much.